Hello, you're listening to The Point. I'm Laura Lee, and I'm here with Quinyece Walker.
Hello.
And I'm here with Keion Green.
How you doing?
And today we'll be talking about the cost of tuition, okay?
Well, according to the College Board, the average cost of tuition and fees for the 2017-2018 school year was $34,740. At private colleges, $9,970. For state residents at public colleges and other schools, $25,620 for out-of-state residents attending public universities. Now, one thing we noticed, state schools are funded by the state, and community colleges are funded by the government and local communities.
Yeah.
Private colleges are just the students' tuition and so forth.
I would say, it's not really shocking because I feel like that's a lot of money for your education.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's something we don't have to deal with tuition. You see, you have a comment on that?
The cost of tuition for some schools may be high, but I would just say that when going to a school and if you want to follow your dream and go to college, not to really cost of tuition timid you, I just feel as though you would have to make the right decision. And when you do go to the school with a high tuition cost, make sure that you follow through with all 4 years. And if you want to get your master's degree, because that's just dependent on basically how you will afford it and how would you pay back the money.
Well, I do want to say, coming out of high school, your dream has to be much bigger than a number.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them again.
Much bigger than some commas.
Say that one more time.
Come out of high school, your dream got to be much bigger than some numbers. I was coming out of high school, I didn't think about what my college tuition was saying. I was thinking about when I got that degree and what job I was going to have in front of me. So that was what I was thinking about. I think it's essential. Definitely dream big.
Okay, so you got tuition, right? But then you also have books. It's not just about what you have to pay to, be in college, but now you have to pay for the books because you have to be in class. So you want to, keep up with what's going on. So here's some things that, if, you don't have funding for books from the school or whatever the case may be, here's some things that you look forward to.
So for books, we don't have any funding for the books. Usually the funding would come is probably leftover money from your loans. It's leftover money from your loans. Sometimes your loans may need all of the grant money or the loan money that FAFSA gave you to pay for your classes and your credits, and you're left with the extra cost of books. When you go to class, make a friend who has a book. And typically that friend who has a book that you're making it with may be your nice pair that will help you throughout the class within the semester. Yeah, make a friend.
Well, something else you could do is go to the library. Going to the library should be the first thing. As soon as you find out what books you have to, go to the library, see if they got them on campus before you go try to buy and look online for anything else, because you might have it in front of your face on school.
Well, personally for me, making friends is cool, but make friends with your professor. I am very cool with all my professors, including Professor Paul Miller, and I'm cool with Professor Olympi. Now, I had their class several times, Olympi several times, and he has actually given me the book for free. So I want to say, bring character to college. If you bring character, a lot of your situation will take care of itself. It's all about once you get here, just find a way to fit in, and a lot of your situations will come very easy. Like books, that's nothing. You can get that done.
Yeah, speaking off of Keion, I did have a professor that gave me a book for free. I had two professors that gave me a book for free, and that was very nice, and they offered. It was because they realized that it had been 2 to 3 weeks, and I haven't got the book. So they never even asked me if I could afford it, but I couldn't. But I'm pretty sure they assumed, and they was just like, we really need the book, and they got it for me, and that was very nice.
Yeah.
And something else you could do is looking on websites such as Amazon,
Yes.
Check Study, where you could get books cheaper, because you don't always have to buy, the first price that you see, you don't always have to go off of that. Now do your research, go to the library, like I said, make a friend, see if somebody has it, talk to the professor online, and then you can also get used and rented books. You don't have to buy the book flat out, because used books are cheaper than buying it. So,
right.
Unless
you Wuji.
Well,
unless you want everything new.
But yeah, try to find ways around, spending money that you probably you probably have or don't have. But I would say try to find ways that,
I think once you bring character, good character to college, a lot of opportunities and situations will open up to you just for having good character. And, and once the professors see that you really want to pass the class, they will really look out for you, and other kids will look out for you as long as you're showing that effort that you want to pass, and things will come to your favor.
But then there's one more thing. It's like tuition stops people from coming to college. It scares them.
Yes. Tuition also stops people from coming to college because there's a lot of people who get accepted into their dream college that they knew they wanted to go to from their freshman year of high school. And when they get accepted and they fill out and they go through the process of tuition and loans, and sometimes they realize that they have to take out more than one loan, and then when they do and it comes to like maybe over 3 loans, they don't want to take it out because at that point they realize that they cannot afford this school. And being as though they can't afford this school, that can timid a student from even going to school, especially when they only had this one thought of only going to that college. So I would say do not limit yourself from your dream. Understandable that is your dream. And coming out of high school, to make sure that your grades are very well. Your GPA is a very well-standing GPA. Because if your GPA is good, which I wish somebody would have told me coming out of high school, the cost of school becomes cheaper.
Well, I think one thing we all know, your mom told you don't put your eggs in one basket. So we all when we're in 9th, 10th grade, we want to nail this one college that we trying to get to, right? But there's so many other institutions that have more opportunities for us to flourish better. But like I said earlier, Laura, like, don't let some commas or some numbers dictate your dreams from coming to school. Now, taking out loans, like I lived in a gated community, and it was not like a lot of people had dreams of going to school. So when they see loans, they didn't want to take out loans.
It's not even about the loans; it's about the tuition.
It's about the
overall.
tuition, but if you can't pay for it, then you gotta take out loans.
You gotta take out loans, but then, like I said, once some people find themselves having to consider taking out more than 3, and when you're doing more than 3 loans, especially for your first semester.
Okay, well, how bad do you want to be successful?
That's definitely the thing. Like that's definitely a question that's in the air. But at the end of the day, it's still like people when they see numbers like that they're not used to seeing. They don't see them numbers every day. So when they see numbers that's 34,000, that's whoa. Like, and I talked to my mom and them when I was coming to college. I'm like, Mom, you sure you want to pay for this? Like, are y'all sure y'all want to take loan? Like, y'all sure y'all want to do all of this for me? Like, all of this money that we're going to have to pay them back? Like, are y'all sure? And they was like, yes, we know. Like, we know that you have what it takes and stuff like that. But it still was scary to me, even though I had parents that supported me.
Yeah, but say you have the parents that support you, and some parents don't understand.
I prayed on my loans. I literally prayed on my loans. I
pray about everything.
I believe that when you go out and you put your faith in God and you really just go out and step out on faith, I feel like once you got to pay those loans back, I believe that it's a way that you will be able to repay those loans if you really believe in yourself and things will come back in your favor. I believe that. So I'm not really worried about no numbers.
Tuition is, something that's an ongoing conversation that's never going to be one set price. It changes.
It does.
So,
and the tuition goes up sometimes.
Goes up, goes down, it goes around. So
yeah, and then on top of that, like I said, with some parents don't, especially with first generation college students, they don't understand the significance of taking out a loan. It's some parents who don't want to even take out the Parent Plus loan.
Yeah, some parents don't want to do that.
Don't let tuition scare you away from college, and that's just a fact.
The overall message, yes, don't let it get you away from going to college.
Well, that was about tuition. We gave you all we can. We'll be right back with What's Up with Loans.
Hello, I am Quinyece Walker, and you are listening to The Point.
Hello, we're back with To The Point, and I'm here with Quinyece Walker and Keion Green, and we're going to be talking about What's Up with Loans. What's up with them, y'all?
Go ahead, Lisa.
Well, I would say, they say that, subsidized loans can help you save a lot of money.
The government pays the interest on subsidized loans, while both direct subsidized and direct unsubsidized loans occurring interest immediately after disbursement. The government pays the interest that occurs on subsidized loans. They pay the interest for your subsidized loans while you're in school, and that's like a plus. That's like a look forward to that. Don't just think, oh my God, loans, I'm going to have to pay it back by myself. Like, the government helps as well.
Well, for me, I took out a loan, and after I'm done with school, if I stop going to school when I get my degree, about 6 months after I'm out of school, my grace period is going to be up. So that means I will have to start paying back, monthly payments to start, knocking down my loans. Or in some cases, you may get up. They may just take away your loans. It depends on if you get like a government job. You don't got to pay them back. They're paying back for you as long as you get a certain job. But as far as the loan situation, it depends on what loan you take out when you go to college. But you might want to get the subsidized loan. That's the best loan to get, while you're in school. Mm-hmm. So, do y'all have any comments about which loan, if you had to take out a loan, which one would you want?
I mean, we're currently doing this. It's subsidized because
I didn't know you guys took out loans. I didn't know.
Well, that. Yeah. Well, I was like, my parents. I told y'all, my parents. They they did everything as well as Quinyece's mom does. Everything for her. Mm. And when one term that I had to go, I had to take out a loan. I had to, because my parents wasn't approved for the Parent Plus loan, and I just didn't understand.
Likewise.
I just didn't understand. I was so scared. I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. When I say I cried and everything because I just didn't understand. I'm like, why? You was approved last time. Why can't you be approved now? And and I just couldn't understand. But when I took it out, I think it still gets taken out too, every term. But that definitely scared me.
Well, parents, one thing I learned, parents' credit history changes over the course of months and years. So she probably was approved that one time, but then some probably happened between that time period where she wasn't accepted, because my dad got denied too. He got denied, and I had to basically put it all on my weight. And I paid the school X amount of dollars every month. Now I'm on my mom's income, and she got approved, and she took out the loan, and I took out a loan. So
that's what's going on.
It's balanced. It's a hand-in-hand thing. Yeah. But I told my mom, I made her a promise. I say, listen, when I graduate, I'm going to pay the side of your loan and my loan. That's gonna be my repayment for you. Mm-hmm. So because she was like, I'm not paying back no money when you graduate, because that's you. I'm not in college. Mm-hmm. So I said, no. When they bill you, I'm going to take care of your side of monthly payment. Going to take care of my side. So
as you should, step up.
Yeah, I'm gonna step up. So, and for me, I did all the paperwork for me. I'm not saying that's nothing wrong with you guys, but for me, I'm a man. So it's I want to take care of that, because I believe that I'm gonna be in the same position. I want to know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So I took care of that, and my biggest thing is, man, the more you read on these loan situations, somebody need to go back to these high schools and inform these kids about the difference between these loans, because
that's what I want to do.
We should have known, because we should have known these things before we walk the stages, because they always talking about scholarships, but that's not our reality. That's not our reality. Our realities in some of these communities is loans, and I believe some of these councils are pushing the wrong thing. Now, I feel like getting scholarships is cool, but come on now, majority of these kids go out and take out loans.
Yeah, and like I said in a previous segment, with parents not being educated as well, especially for some first-generation college students, it's parents who won't even file for the Parent Plus loans. And all three of us had the pleasure of having our parents at least filing for the Parent Plus loans for us for a few terms. And in other schools, it goes by semesters. But we at least had that pleasure. And I feel as though parents also need to be educated on loans as well, and especially the Parent Plus loans, and to support their child while they're on their college journey, and that we can't afford it. Yeah. And we'll be able to afford it once, to pay it back once we get out of college. Mm-hmm. But
God's willing.
Yes, God's willing, but not right away. So that's why I feel like parents also need the education of loans and supporting their child throughout their journey. Yeah.
I think it's also important that you have somebody in your family who went to college before. Now, I had a I had a plethora of people that was in my college, that was in my family that went to college.
And that's good.
And they all finished. And they schooled me on the financial aid and the loan situation. But then again, my family is the type of family where, they'll tell you about so much, but they're not finna baby you through everything, because they got their own life to live. So, I had to go do it on my own. So now me being here is it's okay, I'm here on a loan. And one thing I noticed, don't think about your loans while you in school.
Please don't.
It definitely puts weight.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Yes, it puts weight on your shoulder. But you also got to know, you'll eventually have to take out loans. I came here thinking, since my parents took care of everything, that they wouldn't even, try to even attempt to ask me about taking out anything, because I didn't never think that they wasn't going to be approved one time, but they're approved now. It didn't make sense to me. I'm just why not?
That's a blessing.
Yeah, it's definitely a blessing. That's definitely God doing what he do best. But it's also a thing called loan forgiveness. And My dad was just talking to me about how he's starting to pay off like some of like the debt now. Like he's going to pay like $6 something a month, and then for like 4 months, and then after that he get to pay like $1 something, like, and it's going to be done within 10 years. Like him paying for me going to college is going to be done in 10 years. And because they did loan forgiveness, they forgave like 23,000, I think. 23,000, I believe. And that was like, wow. Like, yeah, you want to be, like, you got to think about, like, yeah, you want to come into here taking out, like, loans and stuff, money that you don't have to pay back at all right now. But it's also, like, different ways, like, the loan forgiveness. Like, I didn't even know that my dad was, like, looking into stuff like that. But to know that they forgave 23,000, like, I'm like, wow.
God is moving.
And then, like,
Good.
he just got to pay the rest, and it's going to be done within 10 years. And I know as soon as I get out of college, like, I'm going to be having an awesome job, and I'm going to be helping my dad pay that back. And it might even get done with lump sums.
Confidence. Look at that confidence.
And you could also do the federal student aid FAFSA. Like, they're there.
Now, one thing I know about the federal student aid, some kids are in school just based off federal student aid, and they don't pay back nothing. That's go ahead, Neezy. What you gotta say?
So, right here on the FAFSA site, they has a how-to on how to apply for a direct subsidized loan. And number 1 is to complete the FAFSA renewal. Number 2 is to receive a financial aid award letter. That's if you're eligible. And number 3, after you're eligible, is to contact your school financial aid office to accept the financial aid and including the student loans. And number 4 is to sign any associated paperwork.
So that was, that on loans. You're listening to The Point. We'll be back with Tip or Scholarships. Hello, I'm Laura Lee, and you're listening to The Point. Hello, we are back, and you're listening to The Point. I'm here with Quinyece Walker, Keion Green, and we're about to give you some tips
There we go.
to help with college tuition, scholarships, grants, and having work-study jobs. So first, let's get into this. The difference between grants and scholarships. First, know that you want both, because grants and scholarships are free money that you don't have to, pay back. Who gives you the free money for your education? A grant is one type of financial aid, usually dispersed by the government. Scholarships can come from, like, literally anywhere. Mm-hmm. It can come from your job, Giants. It can come from a hotel. It can come from your church. It can come from, anywhere.
Well, like you said, scholarship and grants are free money. So you want to, tackle that. And if you find any money in grants and scholarships, that's a plus on, what you need, to pay for college. Now it's a lot of scholarships that you can go ahead and sign up for. They got scholarships for being left-handed. They got McDonald's scholarships. They got basketball scholarships. They got so many scholarships for you to get into. That's a lot to sign up for. So you can even go on Google and just type in sign up for scholarships. They got these websites on Google where you can go just sign up. You put in your name, and they start emailing you different scholarships that they're giving out. And one thing I didn't get any scholarships, but one thing I did, sometimes your school give you scholarships. Or when you guys were here, I came in 2016, so they gave me a scholarship just for signing up for summertime.
The summer, I got that too. For 2017.
See, that was free money. That was free money. So anytime that somebody giving out some free money, take the money, because it's gonna leave you some money in your pocket.
Who you telling?
Yeah, and do it.
And now with speaking with scholarships, like we said in the 2 previous segments, how school is not affordable. Now grants, you can find, if school is not affordable for you, you can fill out a grant, because a grant is for people who need help and who need to afford whatever they need to afford it. Grants are now also for school as well, but if you need a grant for school and you cannot afford it, filling out for a grant is also a best decision for you to do as well. And grants are only for people who cannot afford it. It's for the merit. And scholarships are for people, like, you have to do something for the scholarship. And a grant is awarded to you so that you can be able to afford your college.
And it's another thing with, like, grants, like, make sure that when you get a grant, like, say if you're eligible for a grant, all right, boom, look at God working how he works. Okay. So, but while you're in school, you have to keep up your grades. You have to keep up your grades to keep the things that's given to you. You have to they're promising you, okay, we'll give you this money as long as, this is the requirements. Like, make sure your grades is this, your GPA is above a 2 point something. Okay, so just focus on school. Like when you're there and you get grants and stuff like that, like yeah, you got other stuff to focus, like to worry about, but like try not to worry about grants
if you're
and stuff.
getting
But
good grades,
yeah,
your head would be
clear. Like
clear.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think when kids get to college, you know, they miss the big picture. I feel like, you know, they get here, they get sidetracked by the parties, they get sidetracked by the sports and stuff like that. They don't go to class.
Or the extracurricular.
They keep forgetting the government is funding you to be here, or these grants. These grants are funding you to be here. If you, I seen many kids. We seen them come to the school.
We seen them.
Yes.
They out of here because they drop below 2.0, and you know they don't get back on the whatever list they was on, and now they home. So it's like don't get to college and miss the big picture. Like that, but that's the thing. Do not miss the big picture because you will be ineligible to receive free money.
And don't let those people who went to college, had grants and everything tell you a horror story, because when those people had grants and they had the opportunity to go, and now they're telling you a horror story on how expensive college is. That's because it's only expensive because they basically flunked out. So it's like if you're just being a good student, being, you know, scholarly and doing what you need to do when you're in here, your school experience will be fun, and you will get a lot of, not a lot, but you will always have your scholarship money.
And it's like a scholarship. Like when you get the college, you don't just stop. Like you don't just stop filling out for scholarships. You don't stop. Like if you can keep going, fill out for them. Don't stop.
Free
money is free money.
Yeah.
You better fill out. You better apply, honey. Okay.
Even if you don't need it this semester, you might need it the next semester. Yeah. Just take it.
You always need free money. Like, and one thing I learned about getting free money from school, it leaves money in my pocket. Y'all know we be broke.
Very.
You know,
college kids is, you know,
we be straight up broke. Like we don't have no money. But I think the more active we put into our scholarships and our grants, we have more money to help us out and moving in the near future.
And then with your leftover loan money, because you have a refund check is not a good check. Okay, so do not take that refund check. Tell them to apply it to your books, to apply it to your credits. Just because you have a refund check, that is not free money. People think that their refund checks are free money, and it's not. Sure, that is money that you have to pay back, and that's what makes it expensive. And when you get a big refund check, you need to figure out why, but do not take it. Tell them to apply it to your books. Make it a book voucher. Tell them to apply it to your tuition or whatever the case may be, or your dues. Do not. Refund checks aren't free money. It is your loan money, and your loan money is also your work study money. So if you do have a refund check, let them know, like, you know, I want to do work study.
Yeah.
I would say money. I would say from where I come from, you know, I'm really from Broward County, Florida. Born and raised, and I grew up in DC as well. But they take refund checks as
like it's free money. I did too. I went to Miami my first year, 2015. Took a Miami
They go
trip.
on vacation with the refund check.
Everything.
Man, they do it. Listen, I feel like if you know you can pay it back, and you want to take that refund check and do something else with it,
you grown.
Just do it.
But then y'all gotta pay attention to. You know how we was just talking about scholarships and stuff, right? Y'all know what's scams out there?
Yes, it is.
Okay. It's scams that if they ask you, it's certain information that scholarships should not ask you for, like at all. If they asking you for your financial aid information in order to apply, like don't, look away.
Password, username and password.
Yes, that's just a no.
No.
Please. Just pay attention.
Because, with FAFSA giving out your information, they have your social security number. So be very careful for those scams. Be very, very mindful.
Yeah, but if they really, the main thing is they really asking you for your financial information. Don't, if it ain't from FAFSA, that's something that's,
.gov.
Yes, .gov. Please don't
be a victim.
Man, it's so many. I think a lot of kids, it's a lot of scams out here, man, when it comes to this whole money situation, man. And but like my biggest overall message to high school kids, that should be our audience. That should be our audience. The unknown. That should be our audience about this. Everything we talked about in this podcast. I think that every high school student from 9th to 12th grade should listen to this podcast with the nightly news and see what we got to say about this money situation because it really helps.
And high school students should be taught to take their GPA very seriously. I did not watch my GPA until my second year of college, not even the first.
Yo, I know what's crazy is because it's like in high school, like I always was that person, like, to do my best and stuff, but it's just certain things that need to be reiterated every year. And
yes,
just because they reiterated in 9th grade year and then that's it, you need it through all your years.
You need all your years.
These were some tips to help, with college tuition on, like, it's not all bad. Like, it's some ways you can cut corners and, pray about things and everything's going to work out. Okay, tell them about it. But you were listening to The Point with me, Laura Lee, Quinyece Walker, and Keion Green. We're out.
See ya.
To The Point. Hello, I'm Keion Green, and you're listening to The Point.